Oh my God, it's Friday night. I'm Sean Strickland. You can see my camera is blurry, and I absolutely love, hear me, I love when I get the opportunity to practice what I preach. And tonight, I am absolutely practicing what I preach. So, hashtag tell me where you're watching from. Happy Friday. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. YouTube's in the house. Super excited. A week from now, we will have finished up Million Dollar Expert Training Live. But I absolutely love when I get to live out my work. So let me tell you tell you guys what's going on. How's everybody doing tonight? It's super cold here. We woke up this morning, it was 57. I think now it's like 32. It just dropped. It was crazy. So anyway, but I absolutely love when I get to live out my work. So the title of tonight's pop-up is Don't Let Distractions Deter You, detour you. And also I could have said deter you, right? Don't let distractions, my good Fordyce accent is coming out when I try to say that, detour you. In other words, don't let distractions stop you. Can you put that in the comments? I won't let distractions stop me. So I don't want to be here with you very long, but I just want to talk to you about this because I think it's so super important. Here you go. I don't know. Text me. I'm live. So anyway, I won't let distractions stop me. I won't let distractions stop me. And I think that this is so important. First of all, I hate this blurry screen. Second of all, I can't figure out what's going on with my computer to fix it. Third of all, Pastor Edwin's not here, so I cannot use his computer, and I couldn't figure out how to make StreamYard work on my iPad. I had every reason not to go live tonight. But earlier today, I was thinking about how many times I see in my work and in ministry that people allow distractions to detour them, or they allow distractions to, you either allow distractions to put you on a different path, or you allow distractions to stop you altogether. And so in the Message translations, one of the things it talks about, you can Google it in the Message translation, it used the phrase sideshow distractions. Every one of us needs to understand that when we have made the decision to go to the other side, whatever that other side is, whether that's getting physically fit, whether that's repairing your marriage, whether that is becoming $1 million expert, you need to understand there will be distractions. Can you turn and tell your neighbor, in spite of this blurry screen, there will be distractions? And I feel like that a lot of times when we are doing something, especially when we feel like the Lord gave us the vision, that we get really worked up and aggravated by distractions, and we allow the distractions to become our focal point. We allow the distractions to become the center of attention. And because the enemy knows us, the Bible says, don't be ignorant of his devices. He knows which distractions are going to move us, right? He knows I don't like this blurry camera. He knows that all that needs to happen is for something to go on in your family, and you're not going to come to $1 Million Expert, right? He knows that all that has to happen is for your spouse to act a little funny about your vision, and you are going to cave in and quit. And so one of the things that I said earlier today is that, or I didn't say this part today on Facebook, but I said it today. I said the reality of it is that we need to understand is that if we don't have the capacity to stand and walk through distractions, we disqualify ourselves from what God has for us. The devil didn't disqualify us, right? The devil didn't disqualify us. What people think about us didn't disqualify us. Our own willingness to go through, our own willingness to stay focused. And if you're going to see what God is saying in this season, you have got to grow up. Can y'all say grow up in the comments? And you got to learn that sometimes done is better than perfect, right? So do I like this background? I don't. I absolutely hate it. But I said that I was going live tonight to talk about not letting distractions deter you and detour you. And so I'm definitely not going to not go live tonight to talk about this, right? And I think we need to grow up and stop expecting that because God gave us a vision, that the devil and all of his little imps are going to stand back and go, "Ooh, Kimberly got a vision from the Lord. Don't nobody mess with her." We need to get some internal fortitude. We need to get some grow up. We need to get some gumption about us. And we need to decide we are going to the other side. Dexter, I'm going to answer your question, but I want to stay in this vein right quick. If you think about it, Jesus had this same problem with his disciples. He tells them, we're going to the other side. They get on a boat, and in the boat there is a storm. And now they start saying to Jesus, "Carest thou not that we perish? Do you not care?" Because we somehow think that a word from God exempts us from a storm. We think that a word from God exempts us from trouble. We think that because God told us something, we think that because we're going to $1 Million Expert, that our kids aren't going to act a fool, nobody's going to get sick. We think that our boss is going to be happy that we're leaving. We literally believe that because God said something to us, that now everybody's just going to step back and say, "Oh, we're going to give you everything that we need." When we need to understand that the moment God gives us a word and we say yes, there will be adversity. But I want you to put this in the comments. I am built to overcome adversity, baby. Be sure to add the baby on it. I am built to overcome adversity. And there has to be some grow up in us, because I was saying to Pastor Edwin, we were talking about this morning, that one of my biggest frustrations for women, and also one of his frustrations for women, is how many times something in your family or in your life can get you off course. And sadly, many times we think that that means we're being a good mom, a good wife, a good friend, but actually we are allowing trouble to get us off course. And some of y'all not gonna like this, but I remember that there was a man who said he was going to follow Jesus. And when he said he was going to follow Jesus, he said, "I'm going to follow you, but I got to go bury my father first." And Jesus says something that seems incredibly cold. He says, "Let the dead bury the dead." Now, do you know that Jesus cares about death? He raises Lazarus. He raises Jairus's daughter. He raises the son of the woman in the funeral processional. So God absolutely cares when somebody dies. But one of the things that I think is hard for us to understand is that what Jesus was really saying to them is that death doesn't change the assignment. Death of your credit score doesn't change the assignment. Now, I want y'all to hear me. I'm not saying that if your mama passed, you don't need to take some time and to grieve and to recover your spouse, somebody close. I am saying to you, how many times has death presented itself in some fashion and you used it as a detour? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we don't care about our families. I'm not saying that we don't try to be there for every single thing. But can I be honest with some of you mamas tonight? Can I be real honest with you? I'm going to be real honest, especially since this screen blurry. Some of you have shown up for everything for your kids and you're still financially struggling. And instead of saying, what would happen if I took a year and I did the things I need to do, maybe I wouldn't keep financially struggling. But the distraction is you feel like being a good mom requires you to be at every soccer game. And so you won't miss the soccer game of your 8-year-old kid like it's the Olympics, when there's skills that you need to be in a better situation, you're praying and you're asking God to put you in a better situation. But there's so many family activities on your plate that there is actually absolutely no space for you to learn. And the truth be told, you've already proven that you don't know how to focus when you're around your family. Who am I talking to? You have already proven, because your kids probably talking to you right now. Now, they weren't talking to you before you got on this live, but they probably talking to you right now. You have proven that you don't know how to say to your family, don't interrupt me right now. You have proven that you think you need to be at every single activity in order to be great, but you're asking God to raise you up as $1 million expert, but you don't know how to face adversity and distractions. Kim said it used to be her. Is there anybody else? I'm saying to you that if you don't want to be at the same situation this time next year, you're going to have to get some grow up about yourself. Becoming $1 million expert is doable, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You're going to have to be willing to make some choices that other people won't make in order to get something that other people won't have. You're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to understand that there are going to be times that things aren't going to be perfect, but you got to show up anyway. You're going to have to understand that there are going to be times that you're posting on social media and nobody's engaging, and you're going to have to get better at posting. You're going to understand that it's going to take time to build the credibility, to be able to hone your message, to be able to position yourself. You're going to have to understand that if you have been an employee for years, that one of the things you probably struggle with is how to actually go get sales, and that you're going to be tempted to do the pretty work instead of the work that's actually going to get you money. You're going to have to understand that there are parts of this work nobody can do for you. Nobody else can give you the mindset. You're going to have to understand that there are times when even the people who love you most will not understand because they are not called to build it. Tell your neighbor, I need you to grow up. I need you to grow up. And people are like, who talk like this on a Friday night? Me. Pretend like it's revival. Pretend like it's revival. So, first of all, so can we have a commercial break? One, I want to say thank you to everybody who purchased my book. If you did not purchase my book, I would like to ask you to go and purchase it right now. I would like you to ask you to go and purchase it right now. I don't have a short link for it, but take this link right here because it'll work. It's $5.99, and I want you to purchase it. To Lord Jesus, I want you to go and purchase it. Help your girl out. Santrisa, you got the long link like me. Kitty gave me a super short link the other day. Let me see if I can get to it because it's a lot shorter one that she gave me. So I want to say thank you. Because of you guys, I am a bestseller on Amazon. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the mindset shift that I had to have with that. But here is the short link. I got it for you. Or so I thought. Well, maybe it's shorter than what Century's supposed. Oh, she got it while I was gone, girl. Okay, listen. No. So if you didn't get it, go over there. You can go in there. You can search my name, Sean Strickland, no A, and you can get it. And I need you to go and get that for me. Listen, thank you. Hold on. Let me try to find it so you can see it. But you're still going to have to type it in because you can't highlight from it, right? So thank you. Okay, so, but I want to have this conversation. So I need you to go and get the book. But I want to even say this because I've already had people tell me every time I try to go get the book, I get distracted. But I think that that is a sample of the rest of your life. How many times do we pick up the phone to make an important phone call, but we get distracted? How many times did God say, work on the coaching business? Did God say, go ahead and register for the event? Go ahead and read the book. How many times did God say, sit down and read the book? Sit down and get the guide book. And we got distracted. This is a season that if we want to see what God says, we've got to grow up and stop being so distracted. We got to stop being all over the place. We've got to learn how to focus. If God said we're going to the other side, if God said that this is our season to increase, that he wants to position us, he wants to give us harvest. And this is why we really got to challenge ourselves to say that in truth, our mindset doesn't match the prophecies we've heard. Because if we really believe that God has said that there are some of us he wants to scale, that we could even make $1 million in a year, then help me understand why we still think that things that won't make us $1 million in a year are more important. And I know there's so much work we got to work through because I made this post, I made 2 posts and y'all didn't give me a lot of engagement on it, which I think is hilarious because I can always tell when God has me digging in something and people are still wrestling with it. And I was saying that one of the things that really still bugs me about this work that we do is that women are so conditioned to set themselves on fire that women think they're being good people by neglecting the thing that God told them to do right now for other people that they love. Y'all probably ain't gonna help me, but it's okay. Because we gonna keep digging until we have some soul shifts there. You know, Kim Dennis said in the beginning that she said that she used to struggle with this. That literally when I met Kim felt like that being a good mother meant she had to be at every single thing her kids did, even though God was giving her a plan to put her family in a better situation. She was like, I can't miss this. I can't miss this. Then how are you going to take the opportunities God is giving you? Oh, just so y'all know, I got my little, it won't even let me show y'all. I'm going to post a picture later. I got the little proof copy of the book. That's a mess right there. Somebody go come fix my computer though, because this is stupid. But so Dexter asked earlier, what is $1 million expert? What $1 million expert is simple. First of all, I want to say that if you have made an average of $50,000 a year for the past 20 years, you've made $1 million. I'm not trying to get you to do something you haven't done. I'm trying to help you do it faster. I'm telling you that if you work a job and they pay you $80,000 for what you do, there's a way to make more. Somebody's paying more for that work. I'm telling you that there are some jobs that you're working and they won't promote you, but you could go to another company, get a $50,000 raise, and then have money to be able to invest in real estate. I'm telling you that there are lots of paths. There are lots of paths. I know Keyshawn said if you click on the down arrow next to the video, you should be able to select it. It's not a filter that's on it. I literally have been troubleshooting it for 2 hours. It's actually not a filter that's on it. I don't know what's wrong with it. Pray my strength, or don't pray my strength, because I'm going to be back over here with MacBook if this Lenovo keep on playing. But so what's $1 million expert? $1 million expert is a person, because men have said don't exclude them. It is a person that is willing to use their gifts, talents, and abilities in order to create products and services that can serve other people and glorify God and make millions of dollars. And one of the things that I love is that Crystal's going to do a VIP luncheon on Thursday of the event, and she's going to talk about having $1 million mindset. But the truth of it is that we have too many people who are pulling a lever trying to get $1 million when you don't have $1 million plan. You're too busy to read the book. You're too busy to finish the free content. And it's funny because it's not funny, ha ha. It's funny, like funny to keep from crying. I watch so many brilliant women, and I'm gonna narrow it down. I watch so many brilliant Christian Black women who are terrified of their own brilliance and who are packed with so many excuses and so much poverty that even when God lays the breadcrumbs out, they have excuses about why they can't go. They're too easily distracted. They're too easily distracted. And they're easily distracted because they haven't aligned with the prophetic words. You keep telling me what God said, but this is what James said. I know your faith by your works. I know your faith by your works. The truth of it is that there were many negotiations I had to make with my kids to be able to build what I was building. There were times I had to say, I'll never forget that I think it was Chase's 14th birthday, which was a big deal to him. And I had an opportunity to go and speak. And the speaking was going to be a significant contract for our family at that time. And I sat Chase down and I said, listen, I'll say no if you tell me to say no. But you need to understand that me saying yes will allow me to be able to buy the gaming system for you. But I'm going to let you choose. And he was like, oh, well, we can celebrate my birthday when you get back. But the truth of it is that some of you have so much mom guilt. And I'll be honest. I keep saying I'm gonna be honest with you because that really means that I'm really talking no filter. Not that I'm not normally honest. I'm just typically honest with a filter. And tonight I'm not filtering. Can I tell y'all something? Lean in. Some of y'all take too much advice from broke folks. You listen to people talking about, I wouldn't go to no event. I wouldn't keep reading no book. Man, you ain't got $1,000. What the heck do I care about what you would do? Why do I care about what you do? I'm trying to build something that literally changes generations. I'm trying to build something that changes the way my children's children live. Do you think I care about what you're talking about? Because I don't. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And can I tell you something? Some of you care too much to prosper. And I don't mean you care about people. I mean, you are so consumed with what other people think about what you're doing that you are going to abort what God has for you. The name of the book is The 8 Steps to Shift from Broke Advisor to $1 Million Expert. So I wrote a book. Man, I've given away so much free stuff this month. First of all, I gave you the opportunity to get a free guidebook. Anybody who has the guidebook, I'm not holding back. That's just like it's a Friday night. I'm talking to you tonight. I'm not holding back. I'm trying to help us go together. Why? Because I'm looking for women who want to build tables, link those tables together so that we can serve as many people as we can, so that we can reach as many people as we can, so that we can impact as many people as we can, and we can do it without setting ourselves on fire. And so I gave away a free guidebook. Somebody will put in the comments how you can get the free guidebook, how you can start the journey. I created a challenge that you can still get for $47. And now I have this book for $5.99. And can I be honest with y'all? I keep saying that because whenever you hear me say, can I be honest, that means I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. Y'all still, you still care more about looking good than being good. You care more about photo shoots. You care more about being in the space with people who wouldn't even respond to your message, your messenger. You care more about presentation and what it looks like than actually being good. You care more about what people think about you. And it's like some of you are so bound by perfectionism and putting on for other people. I need you to hear me. If you don't change, you're going to miss your moment. You're going to miss your moment. Some of you been stuck in a long time. Your business, it's been making $30,000 for a long time. It's time to come on up, friend. Some of you, your business been making $10,000 for a long time. It's time to come on up. Some of you, your business been making $100,000 for a long time. It's time to come on up. Some of you, your business been making $250,000 for a minute. It's time to come on up. It's time to go to another level. And people keep women. I'm not going to say people, women. The other day I was watching this feed and it was talking about somebody asked, how do you define wealth? And I knew that people was going to come on there, especially women being deep, like health is wealth and time is wealth. Can I ask y'all a real question? How in the heck are broke people going to have great health and time? Have you ever been broke? Because I've been broke. And I know that when you're broke, you don't buy a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I know that when you're broke, you buy a lot of processed foods. I know that when you're broke, you don't go to the doctor when you don't feel well until it's absolutely critical. You don't go to the doctor when your throat first starts hurting. You don't go to the doctor till your throat, you can't swallow. You don't go when you first get a cough. You don't go until your lungs hurt. So I'm trying to understand this narrative that we keep thinking we got to choose. And how if we take money off the table, how are we going to even get to the point that we can eat the things that we need to eat? How are we going to even get to the point? People keep saying, wealth is time. How exactly would you have time? How would you have time if you don't have money? Where would you get it from? And I just feel like the hardest. Everybody put this in the comments. Put this in the comments. I still got a good crowd. Thank y'all for hanging out. Put this in the comments and we're getting ready to go. Everybody put this in the comments. Say, money is the easiest thing to make. And you're going to feel some resistance when you say, but money is the easiest thing to make. Money is the easiest thing to make. Guys, it is not hard to make money. Now you may be thinking, all right, Pastor Sean, you said money is the easiest thing to make and it's not hard to make money. Then why don't I have more money? Money is not hard to make. The hardest thing is the mindset shift. As a person who's done it, as a person who continues to do it, money's not hard to make. The mindset is the hard thing. And the mindset requires being around people who normalize the number that seems big to you today. Now I'm going to say that again. One of the big things that's going to help you in mindset is that you got to get in the space with people who have normalized the number that still seems big to you. And you got to hang with them so long until the number that seems big to you seems normal. Does that make sense? Put that in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about that. The hard thing, money is the easiest thing to make. What's hard is the mindset. And the mindset is going to remain hard as long as I hang with people who think money is hard to make. So when I was trying to first get my business to six figures, when I was trying to make the first $100,000, I started following people who made $100,000 a month. because I needed to be in a space with people who normalized the number that seemed big to me. Because when I was first trying to make that first $100,000 in business, that seemed like a lot of money to me. So I needed to be with people who made $100,000 a month. A month. Why? So that every time my goal seemed overwhelming, unobtainable, I had a list of people, books I read, people I followed on social media, conferences I went to that made $100,000 at least a month. Why? They were helping me reset my soul. They were helping me reset my soul. I say all the time, anybody here looking for a house? If you're looking for a house, let me tell you what you have to do in order to wrap your mind around the next level house. Let's say that you want to buy a house that costs $300,000, and $300,000 seems like a lot of money to you. You need to look at houses that cost $500,000 or $600,000 so much that when the people tell you it's $300,000, you say it's only $300,000. You need to be in a space, and it's still not too late to register for the live event. If you have not registered for the live event, maybe somebody can get the link for that. It's going to be this Thursday and Friday in Northwest Arkansas at the DoubleTree Hotel in Rogers. And it's not too late, but we're going to work on mindset. We're going to work on practical steps. You can go to the $1,000,000expertlive.com and you can grab you a seat. But I'm telling you, you're looking for a house. You're looking for a house that costs $300,000. You ought to spend your time looking at $600,000 houses so that when you go look in your bracket and they say, oh, it's $300,000, you go, it's only $1 million. I say it's only all the time for stuff that today I cannot in the natural afford. I'd be like, oh, that's only $32 million. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you to everybody who's just purchasing. I desperately want more women to come. I desperately want more women to come and sit at the table and elevate your soul. Because the one thing I know about women make a difference. The one thing I know about women is that women will help feed the hungry. I know that women will help battered women get out of battered situations. I know that women show up. And this is what I keep saying to women. If you think about what you do with your limited amount, what could you do if you made $1 million a year? If you think about how many people you help, all the places you sow, the ways you make a difference, what could you do if you made $1 million a year? What would $1 million a year do for you and your family? How would it change how you live, your debt? What would it do? And why are you afraid to have $1 million when you've already proven to God you'll be faithful with 58,000? You've already proven your tithe. You're already proven that you'll sow. You're already proven that you will help the homeless person. You've already proven it. But what would happen if you allowed yourself to come into a space where women begin to normalize making $100,000 a month? Because that's 1.2 million or something along those lines. What would happen? How would your soul enlarge? How much good would you be able to do? How much better could you take care of yourself? What could you leave for your kids and your grandkids? Guys, nobody's coming to rescue us, but God has already equipped us. You already have gifts, talents, and abilities. You already have capacity. You already have potential. Are you willing to shift your mindset to align with your true purpose? Are you going to stay in this place of average and mediocre, hoping that somebody's going to come rescue you? Your job's not going to rescue you. They've proven that to you. The government's not going to rescue you. They've proven that to you. And I'm going to say the thing that I say as we get ready to go, because I'm going to end at 40 minutes. You're too brilliant to be broke. And that's got to do more than sting. You're too brilliant to be broke. You're too gifted to be broke. You're too talented to be broke. You're too faithful to be broke. And that's got to do more than sting. That's got to be more than an ouch moment. That's got to become a draw a line in the sand moment. That's got to be, I'm going to get in the right spaces no matter what it costs me. All right, does anybody have any questions as we go? So this first book that's coming out that y'all still can't see. Anyway, it's only 27 pages. Amazon has listed it as #1 short read in religion and spirituality. You can short read. You can read it in less than an hour or about an hour. And I'm super excited about that. And I have some things coming up. We're going to be pushing into this $1 Million Expert for at least diligently for the next year. No, that's right, Pastor Jawanda. You got to hang with people who normalize that you're too brilliant to be broke. You got to hang with people who say to you, how you are is not okay. Thank you, Serena. You got to get in those spaces. And I'm not asking women to break themselves to come to my event, but this is what I'm asking you. If you'll put your daughter's cheer outfits on your credit card, how come you won't put your transformation on it? If you'll work an extra shift so your son can play AAU basketball, how come you won't do it for your transformation? Why do you have time? Oh, I lied. I said 40. Oh, I got to go. Why do you have time and resources for everybody but yourself? Why can you find the money for dance and quiz bowl and homecoming dresses? Why can you find the time for everybody, but for the thing that would change your life? This is my last thing. I'm going to tell you this. The truth of it is that when I first started building this, I was just building brick by brick. Man, I was building brick by brick. I didn't know where we were going. If anybody remembers my story, when Pastor Edwin used to ask me what I want to do, I used to say, all I know is I see myself working with people about things that matter to them. He was like, I don't know what that is. We didn't even know what life coaching was at that time because it was so unfamiliar in the Christian Black community. And when the Lord began to tell me this and he began to talk to me about the money that I can make, some of you guys have seen, thank you, Dexter. Some of you have seen you've seen the transformation, not wanting people to cash at me, all of these different things, being afraid to charge, getting on Crystal Nerd, Unica Nerd, Edwin Nerds, because everything I did was so cheap. And that was really my own, it was my own fear. It was my own, I don't know that it's safe for me to go here to make this, right? And as I've grown up at every level, I've had to let my mind shift. I've had to be willing to do. But I want to tell you something. I'm so glad I did. It's changed my life. It's changed our family's life. It was the reason that Pastor Edwin could retire and do ministry full time. It's changed our life. But let me tell you something. If I had waited even on Pastor Strick, as dope as he is, because Pastor Strick is not fundamentally an entrepreneur, if I had waited on him, he'd still be working. Some of you, you're waiting on your husband to get it, your sister to get it, your best friend to get it. And this is the thing I had to learn. If God gave it to you, Stop expecting other people to get it until you demonstrate it. Is that helping anybody? And I want women to get to the point that, like, right now, tonight, some of you, if your best friend was in trouble, you find $1,000 for them. But you can't find $497 to get to the event and a hotel night for two. You got to ask yourself, how did you count yourself out? You got to ask yourself why you're so okay quoting scriptures you don't live in. Why are you so okay with saying wealth and riches are in my house, but wealth and riches ain't never coming in your house? Why are you so okay with saying that it's my season when it's never your season? Why are you so okay with saying God has given me the power to create wealth, but you're wealthless? Because I can give you a lot of tools, but the one tool I can't give you is I can't give you a made-up mind. Strict couldn't give me a made-up mind. No matter how many people who prophesied to me, they could not give me a made-up mind. God couldn't even give me a made-up mind. And I need you to hear that. Tell your neighbor, God will not make your mind up for you. God is not going to make your mind up for you. He's not. He gonna keep encouraging you. He gonna keep giving you prophetic words. He gonna keep nudging you in the middle of the night. He gonna keep telling you that there's more in you, but God will not make your mind up for you. You got to have a made up mind so that when you sit in your computer and the rest of your family is in there watching a game, that you stay focused because you're like, this is not my forever. This is not my forever. I did some time where I worked when other people were chilling. But I remember years ago, one of my mentors saying, and I want to leave you with this. One of my mentors said to me, she said, Sean, if you're willing to do what other people are unwilling to do for 3 years, you can live better than most people for the rest of your life. So, because I'm not trying to offer you something fast. I'm asking you, do you have 3 years? Are you willing to do what other people won't do for 3 years? Are you willing to read what they won't read? Are you willing to miss the concert when they're going to the concert? Are you willing to miss knowing what's happening on Grey's and all of these shows? Are you willing to take your nails off if you have to? Are you willing to get braids if you have to? What are you willing to do for 3 years? Because some of you need to start your 3-year journey tonight. That says in 3 years, I'll be in a different situation. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The moment you decide it, it's going to be a reason why you shouldn't. A tire go blow. Your kids go grow. Their pants going to get too short. Your boss is going to try to go put extra work on you. Maybe even your pastor is going to try to tell you that it's not for you. But I'm looking for some people that'll say, you know what? I'm willing to give it 3 years. I'm looking for some people that say, I actually owe myself. Not just, it's great that I want to leave money for my kids. That's cool, but I owe myself. It's great that I want to give more to the kingdom, but I owe myself. It's great that I want my husband to retire, but I owe myself. Where are the women that will say, I owe myself more than a purse? I know y'all keep thinking self-care is massages. Can I tell y'all what self-care is? Wealth, options. No, really. Options. Options. I owe myself. I'm going to bless some other people, but baby, I owe myself. I'm going to give to the kingdom of God, but I owe myself. I owe myself more than a Louis Vuitton purse when I can't put my hands on $5,000. I owe myself. I'm looking for the women that owe themselves, and they are so committed to owing themselves that they are willing to say, I am willing to go where I have not gone before. I owe myself. And because I owe myself, and if I take care of myself in this way, it'll change the game for my family. It'll change the game for my church. It'll change the game for the organizations that I support. But baby, I owe myself. I'm looking for those women. Now, again, we got a couple of offers for you. Go to Amazon if you haven't already. Go right now. Type in Sean Strickland, no A, or type in the 8 steps to shift from broke advisor to $1 Million Expert and pre-order a copy of the book. Number 2, here's something for free. Go to $1 Million Expert Challenge. Is that right? $1 Million Expert Challenge.info. And get the free PDF, and you can read it before the book comes out next week. And for those of you who are close to Northwest Arkansas and you can still get here, get to $1millionexpertlive.com. The ticket price is $497. It's on my page. There's still reasonable hotels, even though the host hotel is sold out. And then come here and invest in yourself and say, in 3 years, I won't be here. In 3 years, I'll be on Facebook telling my testimony like Sean Strickland. In 3 years, I'll live in the city I want to live in. In 3 years, I'll give more than I've ever given. In 3 years, I'll be able to eat better than I've ever eaten. Heck, I might even have somebody preparing my meals, but I owe myself more. And this is my time and this is my season. All right. I hope you guys are blessed. Please go order the book. Thank you for everything that you've done to make me a #1 bestseller. That's cool. Thank you guys so much. Thank y'all for hanging out. If you're if you are in the DMV on Sunday, Pastor Edwin and I will be teaching at VCMI. We will be teaching at Gaithersburg together at 8 a.m. And then I will be teaching at Suitland Victory Christian Ministry, Suitland at 10 a.m. And he will be teaching at the Woodbridge location at 10 a.m. So for all of our virtual partners that live there, you can come and help and see us. And if you see us, speak to us. We love you guys so much. Have an amazing, amazing day. Get the book, get the free challenge, and come to the event if you still can, because we only have a few days. It's your time and it's your season. So as I close, what are you willing to do for the next 3 years? What you do is going to determine your destiny. All right. Y'all have a great evening.